Hi everyone, my name is Isabel.
I'm Caroline.
And today we are going to be reviewing Scream 6. Now, we just want to give you a quick little spoiler alert because we will be giving spoilers for not only Scream 6, but also the whole franchise. So if you haven't seen those movies, you've been warned.
Yeah, I feel very normal about this franchise, in case you couldn't tell. So I will probably mention some things. So if you want to go in completely blind, which is, I think, is the best way to consume these movies, leave now or forever hold your peace. All right, so Scream 6 follows the survivors from Scream 5, the core four, as they've been dubbed, which I love. I love that so much. The sisters, Tara and Sam, and then the twins, Mindy and Chad, and their new life at college. So they were, I think, seniors in high school, and then so they graduated, went to college at a fictional university called Blackmore University, and then Ghostface killings happened. And so I think this film, I think, is a very, very good sequel to Scream 5, in that it really talks about the trauma that they went through and how that affected specifically Sam and Tara's relationship. Like the "you need to let go" thing, I think was very, very accurate. Because I think some things horror movies don't cover as much as they should is just the effects of trauma and how, being brutally murdering your boyfriend and having your boyfriend brutally murder your sister or try to murder your sister and all of her friends is just a very traumatic thing. So I'm glad they talked about that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that too. I think, especially kind of showing how they both had such different reactions to it. Tara and Sam, obviously, Sam being the older sister, she's really, really scared for her younger sister and is very protective over her. And Tara, she's just getting into college, she's just starting her life, and she even said it in the movie, she wants to be able to create her own life and, I guess kind of her own legacy in, terms of kind of just leading her own life and things like that.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that was very interesting. And I think also bringing in these characters like we were mentioning earlier, the core four, I really like the new personalities that they've, kind of added, and Mindy being part of the LGBTQ community, I think is a big step too for the franchise. And so you definitely see more inclusion of that in, the movie as well.
I strongly agree. Mindy is my new favorite character of the franchise. It used to be Sydney, obviously, or I guess Schumacher too, but I digress. But I just love her so much. I think she's just so funny, and I think she just brings a lot of new life to the franchise. Also, the franchise itself was created by Wes Craven, and who's no longer with us, which is why it's new directors, one eye, and then Kevin Williamson, who executively produced the fifth and the sixth one. He's actually a gay man. So as a queer person myself, I just really appreciate having that, the inherent queerness of this franchise just be actually canon for once. I think that's very, very cool.
Yeah. And I think it's really awesome that Mindy also was able to kind of predict a lot of what happened at the end and, who was Ghostface. And I think that was really cool. And speaking of, what did you think of the ending?
I've seen this movie now twice. And after the first time I watched it, I think it's better than Scream 5, I'll say that. I think Scream 6, what it really did well, I think, was the first two acts, and I think I loved Act 1 and Act 2 of Scream 6, partly because of the New York setting, which we'll talk about. But then I think I liked Act 3 of Scream 5 more. So my perfect movie would be Act 2 and Act 3 of Scream 6, and then Act 3 of Scream 5. Just like Amber's line of "Welcome to Act 3," and then after shooting Liv in the head, just I saw the movie on opening night, and I will forever remember the gasp that the audience let out. That was just such a good moment, and then it's just also perfectly meta and just shows how deranged she is as a killer, which I love. I support females' rights and wrongs, which is great for this franchise. And then New York City, what did you think about that new change of place? It's not Woodsboro anymore.
I was gonna say, I think it's really cool that it's in a big city, the hustle and bustle, you see it for sure, the subway. I think those scenes were really good. Just, kind of showing how many people really are just living their lives. And I don't know, especially being so close to Halloween, you can see all the costumes and everything. And I think it all came out so nicely. And to me, it was just realistic because, a lot of times, I mean, there was a murder in the subway that happened in this movie. Yeah. And, I think if you take a look and you kind of think like, wow, like would I have been able to stop that? Like would I have caught that? And you know, it just kind of makes you think for sure. But I definitely really like the setting. Oh, and Gail's house, amazing, so pretty, so pretty. What'd you think?
Yeah, I actually didn't. I've seen this entire franchise. I rewatched it after I watched Scream 6 with 2 of my friends. And I actually didn't even realize until Ghostface himself pointed it out that she's never actually gotten a call directly. And so I really like that they did that for her. And then I think her, like getting that, I think was them definitely like trying to replace the void that Sydney Prescott, Neve Campbell left. She was not in this movie. They offered it to her, but she didn't feel like they were paying her what she was worth, so she decided not to be in it. And a lot of fans were really, really mad at that. But honestly, after I watched for the first time, I was like, I don't even feel her presence. Like, I feel like she just, like, at this point, she has had her happy ending in Scream 4, or in Scream 3, in Scream 4, and in Scream 5. And so I feel like she's off living with McDreamy, having, like, with her kids off screen, and I think that's lovely. And I just think that I really was a little angry at that, but yeah, I think the new characters, I think, really filled that void that I think she would have left. And
I was gonna say, I think, and that kind of brings me to a good, you know, this is a good transition point to this. Hayden Panettiere, she made it back. She made it back to the Scream franchise, and I think that's amazing. Girl boss, girl queen.
Yes.
Yeah, and she was amazing. She did such a great job. I really loved seeing her glow up as, you know, an FBI agent. She said in the movie, you know, I really just wanted to be the person that these killers were afraid of because I was scared of them.
Yeah.
So I think that was just an awesome message to send out there. And yeah, she was amazing. And I really think that being that she was a fan favorite in Scream 4, it was really nice to bring her back. And I'm sure fans were, you know, going crazy over that too.
Oh, they were. I'm on Scream Twitter, I know. Yeah, no, I was really, really happy to see her back, and I think that was a great continuation of like her storyline as well. If they make a Scream 7, which that there have been rumors that it's been greenlit, but if they do, I really hope they bring her back again. And then New York City. Oh God, New City, New Rules, which is a very cheesy tagline, but I think it's very funny. And then also, having a horror movie set in New York City, like that big of a city, and have it be good is just unique, because like the other one that horror fans know is Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And I think that they really use that setting to their advantage, and like the Central Park scene, the bodega, the subway, it was all great.
Yeah, and I really liked how they kind of gave a little nod to it too.
At the beginning.
At the beginning, with someone watching it on TV. Or actually, was it the psychologist? I
think it was the killer. It was the first guy.
Oh, right, yeah. But yeah, the bodega scene was amazing. It was so funny. We got to see Ghostface pick up a gun, which is, you know, pretty rare. I also really liked was it? I don't remember if it was a gun or like a blaster, but it was like something just like obliterated the wall, like that the gas station owner or the bodega owner had. Like you just,
it's a shock.
Boom. I don't know if there were any survivors in that scene. It was insane, but it was amazing, and yeah, no, I really liked it, and I know you definitely had some comments on that too.
Yeah, it was really good. I think the Radio Silence team has really done this franchise well, and I can't wait to see what they do next. So Isabel, tell me, what do you give this film out of 5 or 10 stars? Letterboxd brain, Jesus.
I think that I'm going to go ahead and give Scream 6 an 8.5 out of 10, just because I think the gore was a little bit too much for me. In some areas of the movie, I thought that it was just kind of unreasonably gory. Like you didn't have to add that in. And so again, I'm not really like a huge fan of gore. I don't have an issue with it. I just kind of have an issue when it's like kind of in there for no reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but what do you think? What was your rating?
I am gonna have to agree. I gave it 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, so if I were to do that transition, it would be an 8, but I'm gonna bump it up an extra 0.5. I just think that the character work, the actual filmmaking is amazing as always, cinematography, the directing, the jokes are funny, and I just think it's a very worthy prequel, I guess. Yeah. So, all right.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for watching.